Okay, my name is Kevin Yi. I immigrated to this country when I was a teenager. I be very happy about in this country, America. I wouldn't change for any other country. America treat me well. I'm making a decent living, happier life in this country.
Recovering from the war that defined the 1940s, World War II, the 50s stood as a period of great prosperity for many. With the world's strongest military, a booming economy, and a healthy consumerist population, the United States stood at the summit of the world, according to Winston Churchill. However, to what extent did the nation's prosperity benefit the whole American population? During this time in China, the societal conditions were on the contrary. The 50s in China were weighed down by high unemployment rates, food shortages, and little industry to support its large population. Asian immigrants first began to arrive in the United States during the mid-1800s in search for work with gold mines and railroads. However, in 1882, the Chinese Exclusion Act banned all Chinese from immigrating to the United States. This was the downfall of many Chinese attempting to make a better living in the States. Despite this act, Angel Island was a center where many Asians immigrated to San Francisco. Although in 1943 the Chinese Exclusion Act was repealed, from then on the doors for Chinese immigrants was open for many.
Well, I was born in Canton Province, China, in a village, mostly farming country. The life is different, mostly country life, not like a big city life over here. The part I like is October season. When the land is dry, we running around on the field. I mean, I'm only about 3-4 years old at the time, so that I like that. We just go out there for fun, watch all those people, they harvest the crops. I was raised in a family more like middle class people, family, and we are fortunate we get enough food. But only during the war time, when the Japanese was occupy our area, and I remember that every time when those soldiers comes in our village, we used to run like mad and say, "Hey, the Japanese are coming, Japanese are coming." My father was over here already, so in America already. So I didn't see my father until I immigrated to the United States during about 1955 or 56, around that time. I heard couple of stories about that, about gold mining, right? I don't know, I didn't have anything deeper than that. That's about all. People come here because the gold mining, and work in a mine field and build railroad, that sort of stuff. That's about all I could tell you. I just have to go what my parents recommend. Yeah, my parents say, "Oh, we go into the United States." I was too young to make the judgment on what's going on. But America is great for me. I never regret for coming in to United States. Treat me, my life in the United States was nice. I grew up to be, I guess, considered as a successful person. We left mainland China, went out to Hong Kong. I stayed in Hong Kong a few years. And when 1955, we took a boat that came over here. From the name of the boat is President Wilson. We spent about, let's see, the whole trip took about 21 days. We stopped at Japan, and we stopped at Hawaii, then come over to San Francisco. They went through all the procedure, while I was in Hong Kong. Then they said, "Okay, you may go." So at least I was young, they wouldn't ask me for any, any question on that. I never live in. I don't have to stay in Angel Island. I came directly to the port of San Francisco there. And my father came over here. He had to stay there for a few months. Unfortunately, one time he had to ship him back there and come back with a second trip, came over here. That's why I don't have to go to Angel Island. After they lift that then it's 43 you say? Then after they change it, don't have to go to Angel Island anymore. I got here about 1955 or 56, I think. Maybe the end of 55, I was on the boat. I remember they have a Christmas party on the boat. That was the first thing I learned about Christmas. Well, it's different, for me. I came in, didn't even speak English. Something I have to get used to and make the adjustment to the way that the style of people, lifestyle over here. And I remember then they put me in school. The first thing I went into, most of them is put in a class that most of them are newcomer. They don't, everybody talk about different language, and that was a hard time to try to pick up to learn a new English, new language. I still have a problem. I wish I could speak better English, know more, English. My first school was at Francisco Junior High School in San Francisco. I spent about 2 years there. Then I went over to Mission High School. I graduated from Mission High School. I have a couple of pretty good friends from high school. Matter of fact, we still went out from time to time, maybe have a lunch or dinner. I remember that we now play ball, like baseball, just a few friends together, a couple of times. Mostly they all have a job and they worry about going to work and that sort of stuff. I did went to a city college for 1 semester. Never did went back to college again. I said I wish I could get a better education. The first job is I was working in a grocery store as a clerk. Then later on, I went to work as a butcher, as an apprentice butcher. I learned my trade, my career. Learned my trade from there as a butcher. I've been a butcher all my lifetime. All I want to do is, hey, get me a job, earn me a few dollars. As far as living standard, everything, no two way about it. I wouldn't go to other country for anything or any other reason. I mean, I like this country. I like to stay in America. Seems like all my life is moving up, slowly moving up, gets a little better. I'm retired now. I enjoy my retirement life. At least very comfortable. I consider myself as a very fortunate, have always working. I work hard, trying to manage my money okay. I feel really happy. To stay? No. For a visit, maybe. I never faced those discrimination situation. What those old timers told me during like my father's time, they live in a Chinatown, and if you cross a different street or a different neighborhood, it belong maybe different nationality. They all have some kind of hatred or something, So they try not to run into other people's territory. That's what he told me. So I never experienced that. No, when I came over here, I guess was those time change. The time is changed from time to time. I guess those things don't happen anymore. So I'm not a politician. I'm not a politics. It wasn't interesting in me. Not in my mind all the time. All I do was go to work, earn some few dollars, and that's my make a good living, and that's my most important part.
The 1950s was a time of prosperity not just for the people who had already established their lives in the States, but it was also a watershed period that proved to be welcoming of other cultures that had once been rejected before.
All I could tell you is I work hard, I manage my financial pretty good, very decent, so I end up with a very comfortable retirement life. That's all. As I mentioned earlier, I like America. I'm happy about living in America. I wouldn't go to other country besides America to live. I'm happy here.